And now for the durability test. Are you wanting to scan books faster? In this video, we're going to be doing a head-to-head battle between all of the top Bluetooth barcode scanners to figure out which one will allow you to scan books the fastest. Let's go meet the contenders. First up, we have the old but faithful Opticon OPN 2002. This is the scanner I started with, and I liked it so much I got 2 of them. I mean, maybe 3. Okay, maybe I have 4 of them. All right, I might have a little bit of a problem. This scanner is $190 new, or you can pick it up used for around $100 on eBay. Next, we have the arch rival to the OPN 2002. It is the KDC 200i. The KDC is the only scanner of this group with a settings screen built into it, and this scanner has some more customizable features, but we'll see how that actually translates into scanning speed. The cost is around $190 new, or you can pick up a used one if you can even find one on eBay for around the $100 to $120 mark. Following this, we have a crap ton of IOYO scanners. Don't ask me why I got so many IOYO scanners for this review. I just had a wide variety that I saw, and I was curious if one design performed better than another. I probably just wasted a bunch of money because I'll bet each scanner has the exact same driver built into it, but we're gonna find out. So among these IOYO scanners is the ring scanner, the old IOYO style scanner, the newer IOYO style scanner, and then the phone clamp scanner, or at least that's what I'm going to be calling it for this review. Finally, for the last 2 contenders, we have the Natamu at $49, and then we have the cheapest Bluetooth scanner I could find on all of Amazon, the SIM-Code 1D wireless barcode scanner, coming in at a whopping $23. Here's how these entirely unscientific tests are going to go down. First off, I'm going to do a 10-second review of each scanner and comment on quality, looks, feel, and just overall usability of the scanner. Next, we're going to do a time scan test. I'm going to scan a single book as many times as possible in 5 seconds, and we'll see how many scans successfully make it through to the phone. And then finally, for the last test, we'll be looking at overall durability. If you're trying to choose a scanner that can scan so quickly it lights your books on fire, you need to pick one that stands up to the elements and can stand the test of time. So we're going to test this one out by running it over with my car. All right, maybe we should just stick to the first 2 tests. All right, 10 seconds each scanner. Let's go over these and see how they look, how they feel, and how functional they are. So I'm gonna start off with the current one that I've been using for years now. This is the Opticon OPN 2002. This thing is small. You can see it in my hand right here. Super small, battery lasts forever, and it's super well built. It's just durable. It's just a nice feeling in the hand, and it's super small. It's easy to conceal if you need to and throw in the pocket. Next up, we have the newest, most popular one in the groups, it seems to be, is the Natamu. The Natamu you can purchase on Amazon. I believe this is something around $40. It's a lot bigger. You can see these 2 next to each other. Huge difference in size, except this one's curved, so it does still feel nice in your hand. It's still easy to scan things with, but it's not concealable. It's not great for having in your pocket, but it is significantly cheaper than the OPN 2002. Next up, we have the KDC, and the KDC, side by side for comparison, is very similar in size. It is a little bit thicker. So the OPN is the smallest of all of these, but KDC is still nice. It's not quite as easy to hold in your hand. It doesn't feel quite as nice as the OPN, but it does have more advanced setting screens, and there's just a ton of good reviews for years and years on the scanner, and so it's a pretty safe bet. After that, we have the popular IOYO ring scanner. So this thing, I was not sure if I'd actually like this at first. I've never tried this before, but you stick it on your finger like this, then you have the button right here to scan with, and you can scan like that, and you can still use your hands to do whatever you need to, grab a book or move things back and forth. And so I actually really like that functionality and how easy it is, just sit up on the top of your hand. You can still do things, but yet you can scan very easily. And one thing I really like about this is it actually has a physical on-off switch. None of the other scanners have that. So it's super easy to tell if your scanner is on or off, and you won't waste battery. After that, we have the SIM codes. This is the cheapest one I could find on Amazon, $23 something when I purchased it. It has 2 buttons here, nothing else on it. As comparison size, you can see it's a whole lot bigger than the Opticon, but it's actually smaller than the Natamu right there. It feels very cheap. It feels very, very light, but so far with my testing, it functions just the same as all the other ones, so it'll be interesting to see how it compares in the other tests. Next, we have the older style iYoYo. This is one of the more popular ones you can buy on Amazon. A ton of people have this one. Again, it's around the $40 something range. This thing is very much like a brick. It's pretty big, still not as big as the Natamu, but it feels like a brick. It does feel more solid though than something like this. It's better built, and it's not very comfortable holding your hand, but it is what it is, and it's solidly built. So that's the older iYoYo, which was recently replaced by the newer iYoYo. You can see this one's sleeker, better looking. It's the better looking brother, I guess, of these two. And it's a lot slimmer. It's gone on a diet. This one's a whole lot easier to hold in your hand. You can still scan quickly with this one. I like the button placement on this a little more than I do with this iYoYo one. This is just a giant brick to move around. This is a lot easier to hold in your hand. Still a little bigger than the Opticon, but way smaller than the old iYoYo. And then we have this one. This one I was interested about because I hadn't seen it before, and this one clamps around the back of your phone. So this slides out, clamps in the back of your phone, and you hold your phone, you can see the information on your phone, and you use this back finger to hit the button. We'll talk about this one in more detail, but this one actually fits the scanning style of a lot of people, and so I think a lot of people are going to like this scanner right here. And even though it's kind of big, it fits really, really nicely in the hands when you've got it attached to the phone. All right, so here's how this is going to go down. I have open here an Excel spreadsheet. I'm just going to be scanning into the Excel spreadsheet because it's going to count how many scans it does. Each scan is going to go down one column, so I can easily see how many scans it is. We have the stopwatch down here. It's going to be 5 seconds for each one. We're going to see how many scans successfully go towards the phone. Now, a lot of these scanners have an option on the Bluetooth or the connection sheets, you can see, to change the transmission speed. All of these I'm going to set to fast. This is a newer phone. The processor is great in it. The processor is not going to be slowing it down at all. So we're going to set this to fast and just scan in here. There's no reliance on the internet, so this should be straight from the scanner to the phone. We'll see how many actually go through in a 5-second time span. I'm going to start the timer, then when it shows 5 seconds, I'm going to do it until it hits 10 seconds and stop, and we'll count how many scans the scanner did. We're going to get started with the iYoYo scanner, the newer version of it. So let's hit start. All right, 14 scans. Next up, we have the KDC. Let's see how it does. All right, so now we have the ring scanner, same test. Let's go. All right, now we have the Natamu. Let's see how it does. All right, that was 16, except I might have scanned one time after it hit 10 seconds, so maybe 15. All right, now we've got the SIM code. Let's see how it does. All right, now we have the iYoYo phone clamp one. I'm not going to put it on the phone for this test because I want to see the phone right here, but I'm going to hold it in my hand and it works the exact same way. So let's test the iYoYo phone clamp. All right. So that was interesting. I'm going to try and scan the fast barcode again because it took a long time to transmit those last few ones, but it transmitted way more than any other scanner has to this point. So I want to see if that's just its standard transmission rate or if somehow it got off of that fast setting. So let me scan this barcode again. And let's try this one more time. We're going to reset the clock. It was 24, I believe, is what that one landed at. And now let's see. Ready, set. So that's just its normal transmission rate. So it transmits a little bit slower, but it's also scanning more. So I'm not sure how to think of that one. So it's scanning faster than all the other ones because it's actually picking up the information and transmitting it. The other ones might not be able to scan again until it transmits the information, while this one stores that information and continues to transmit it. So this one by far has the most scans up to this point, 23, and I think it was 24 the last test. So which scanner is best for you? Before I answer that question and which one I'd recommend, if you found some value in this video, please hit that subscribe button and the like button below so we can make more content like this. So out of all of these scanners, out of all the scan tests, I want something to be very clear. Any of these scanners will work to scan quickly. All of these, even the slowest of these scanners, can outscan your ability to move through books in a normal situation. Whether you're going through a Gaylord of books or whether you're in a library or a thrift store, you're going to be more limited by how fast you can get to the barcodes rather than the actual scanner speed itself. Now, if it's taking forever to connect, or if it doesn't fit right in your hand, if it doesn't read the barcode half the time, that will affect your scan speed. All of these read the barcode well, except you'll notice there's two of these scanners that were missing off of those scan tests. The first one was the Opticon. That footage got deleted accidentally, but this one scanned 11 in the 5 seconds, so it was lower end, but 11 in those 5 seconds. And the only one that failed this test completely was the older iYoYo. This thing connected to my phone yesterday. It would not connect today. Disconnected it, reconnected it, restarted it, reset it. Tried it about 4 or 5 different times. I eventually just gave up because it would not connect to the phone. And that's not something I want in a scanner. Granted, it could be a one-off case. I'm gonna try again a little later and see if it actually will connect again. But this one got a fail because it wouldn't even connect to the phone today. So out of all of these scanners, there's a few that come to my mind that I think are the best if you're trying to scan quickly and your normal environment is something like a library or a thrift store that you're going to. If you remember a while back, or if any of you guys have actually seen it, Caleb Roth did a video on how to scan like the pros. It's actually one of his most popular videos he's ever done on his YouTube channel. And he shows how to get the iYoYo, which is the one, not iYoYo, the Opticon, which is the scanner he uses as well. Put Velcro on the back of this, stick Velcro to your phone, then it sticks to the back of your phone, and you can hold your phone and scan, and you can see the information on your phone. I did that for a little while, and I know a lot of people do, and I liked it, but I personally like to have my phone set up on a shelf and I could scan and look at the phone. But for those of you that want to scan that way, I don't recommend doing this anymore because, number one, this scanner is relatively slow compared to the other ones, even though it's well built and well made, but it's over 4 times the cost of the average scanner on this, all of these scanners. So I don't think the cost justifies how small it is and its durability. Even though it's durable and well made and small, I don't think that cost justifies 4 times as much money. So if that's your scan style, if that's what you enjoy doing, I highly, highly recommend you get this iYoYo phone clamp one. This one was the sleeper of all of these. It scanned more than all of these. It's a 2D barcode scanner, so it can scan QR codes and things like that as well, which normally you won't need for book scanning, but it has a wider focus range. Unlike these that are using a laser that get the exact pinpoint laser spot, this has a focus range that it's hitting. So even if you're not exactly lined up on the barcode, it'll still scan that barcode for you. Now the downside to this is that if you have a book that has a bunch of barcodes in the back, it's a lot tougher to hit the exact barcode with this one as it would be with some of the other ones. But most books don't have that, and they have one barcode in the back, and if you generally point it in the right direction, this thing picks it up extremely fast. The battery life has outlasted all of these on the table so far. And this is connected the easiest every single time to the phone. I actually cannot get this thing disconnected from the phone very easily. As soon as I disconnect it, it reconnects itself right away, even from yesterday to today. As soon as I turned on my phone and then I turned this on, they instantly paired. It's actually pretty easy to carry around. If you carry around your phone anyways, you just stick this in the phone, you can stick the whole thing in your pocket altogether, then take it off the phone when you get to the car. It actually has a little cutout on here, so you can actually still charge your phone while this is connected. So if you like that type of scanning style, if you're normally in libraries and thrift stores and you like to have it on the back of your phone to be able to see the information as you go, this is the scanner I recommend. I don't see any downsides to this. In addition to having a button on the back, there's buttons on the side if you prefer to hold it that way. So there's a lot of versatility with this. This is the scanner I recommend for those of you that want this type of scan style. I'm going to link to all of these in the description below, but I'll put this one at the top. Now, if you guys are normally scanning in a warehouse or something like that, if you just want a phone that's on a desk or maybe on a shelf and you just like to scan, out of all of these, what I'd actually recommend is not the Opticon that I have, and it's not the KDC, just because these are very cost prohibitive and they don't really provide that much more benefit. They're small, they're durable, but overall, I don't think they provide the benefit, because you could buy 4 of these, and as soon as one breaks, go buy another one if they're not as durable, and you can buy 4 of these brand new before you ever have to spend as much as one of those. So out of all of these, I recommend the newer version of the iYoYo. Again, the older one, I had connection problems. Even yesterday when I connected the first time, it took like 4 or 5 tries before it actually did it. The Natamu connects just fine, but this thing is just a beast. It's huge, and it's about the same price. And so I would rather have something smaller that fits in my pocket easier than to have something this big. This SIM code one is not a bad option. Now, I looked today and the price is a little bit higher than when I purchased it, so I might have purchased it when it was discounted a little bit, but I'm sure you can still find it occasionally for $23. It feels a little cheaper than the other ones, but it runs the same technology as these ones because it connects using the same exact codes. Everything else functions. It even has the same exact ID that pops up on the phone as an iYoYo does when you connect it. So the internals might be the exact same for the iYoYo, but I feel like this one is a better bang for your buck, even though it's slightly more expensive, because it's smaller, it feels sturdier, and it connects way easier than any of the other ones here, especially the older iYoYo. This one I think was like $49 for the newer version of the iYoYo. It's a great scanner. I highly recommend this one if you don't want to have something attached to your phone and you just want to be able to scan freely. And the reason why I did not choose the Ring scanner, even though I liked the Ring scanner, it was interesting to have in my hand and be able to click that button, I felt like it got in the way more so than I wanted it to. Even though I can still move my hands and grab things, I didn't like how it sat here. It would turn to the side sometimes, or run into things. So I did not like the usability of this one very well. I do like that it has an on-off switch, but out of all these scanners, aside from this one was giving me the most difficulty connecting. Again, this was the worst. This was the second worst though, because it would always take 3 or 4 tries and then it would connect, versus some of these other ones that would connect nearly instantly. So out of all of these scanners right here, if you want to put it on the back of your phone and do a Caleb Roth style, I highly recommend the iYoYo clamp one. And if you don't want to have it on your phone, the newer version of the iYoYo is the way to go. Both of these are well priced, they're quality made, the batteries last a long time, and even if you break them a little while after you buy them and buy another one, they're still half the cost of what you would have spent on one of these ones. So if you want to scan fast, get these scanners. Like Reezy always says, he said the thing about book selling is you're trying to get through the bad books as quickly as possible. So if one of these scanners helps you do that better, then it's worth the investment to get through 10 or 50 or 100 more books in the span of an hour or two and actually take more keepers home and get more profit for the time you're already investing. I hope this video was beneficial to you guys. Let me know what other reviews you want to see, and I'll see you guys next time.